Hey, welcome to SRTV Network. I'm Jay Weezy. We're watching the Southern Super Series here at this new track at Charlotte. Hope everybody enjoys this one. It's going to be a good one. Southern Super Series always puts on a great show. I always like to go back and watch these. I'm accompanied by two living legends, it looks like.
Two living. It's good to know we're living. Last time I checked.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I was just checking the sounds here. You know how that goes. But yeah, I'm up here in the booth. I got John Wimbish with me and Joe White from OSR Network. Man, it's a pleasure having y'all up here with me. And John, you was here last week. We ran, and these guys, they put on an awesome show, but they're on a new track, and they ain't had it very long, so it's going to be interesting to see how good they got them setups down. But from what I'm seeing out there, it's looking like a lot of side-by-side 3 and 4 wide, and a lot of action going on there.
Yeah, they put on a great show last week at Lanier. Look for them to do the same thing here. Like you said, they just came out with this track this week on Iracing. It's a very popular addition. I've been to this track several times, and it's a lot of fun to watch in person, and a lot of exciting racing there. And the great thing about it is it's you know, multiple lines here, and you can have guys 3 wide, and I've seen sometimes 4 wide. It gets a little tight that way, but it's a lot of fun to watch here for sure.
Yeah, I haven't been out there yet myself. It does look like a lot of fun, though. I've watched a couple races here so far, just checking out the track and what it looks like. And I know it's a 4/10 of a mile oval. And you know, before we get into it, let's give the viewers a little idea. We're watching the Southern Super Series here. He's a nice guy over there. Check him out. Got all the links in the description. If you're watching on the YouTube side, that is. For Facebook, hey man, check out Southern Super Series. They're a good group of guys. They're sponsored by Cardwell Brothers Racing, the Royal RV Center, Olson Fab Metal Fabrication, CMF Motors Electrics, Hamill Motorsports, catering to kids, young and old. I like that. One Call Plumbing and Gas Fitting. So they got a lot of support over here at the Southern Super Series, and it's always good to see these leagues being supported. And you know, this iRacing community, like we talked about last week, it's just a big family, and it's good to be around them.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes on, you know, within the leagues here, and guys keeping up with each other, and not just that, but you know, through the broadcasters as well, and being able to get these leagues out here, and sponsors jump on board with the not only the drivers, but you know, with the broadcasting companies. And you know, Joe White from OSR Network is here with us tonight, and has done a phenomenal job, you know, broadcasting his leagues and growing his brand as well, and getting sponsors on board. So I think he'll probably echo what I'm saying, but you know, maybe more to a point of, you know, how it's impacted him with his broadcasting so far.
Yeah, well, appreciate it, man. And you're right. Yeah, y'all speak about too, like here at Charlotte, a new track being brought in here for iRacing for Week 13. We did a race here the other night, Team BLR guys, and I tell you, what you're talking about, the multi-groove, they got the new cushion. It's another thing. I noticed this track been very bumpy. The super late models out here, which is what they ran the other night too. And so it was interesting to watch the high line come in. And you know, John, we talked about in the past, talked about sponsorship and how iRacing's grown, sim racing in a whole has grown. You're right. Pretty much all the leagues that I've done, and now even Gerald out here is seeing it, pretty much every league that I've done, all have title sponsors to them at some extent. And especially like the one on the Tuesday, I mean, dude, they sent me a banner, and I said, do you want me to say all these? I kind of chuckled, because they had probably 18 to 20 affiliates and sponsors on that banner alone. So it's huge out here, and you're right, it's fun though, man. You gotta love it.
Yeah, it's good to see the support from everybody, you know, and I've been there. You know, these guys will have, you know, a lot of sponsors, and you know, it's kind of hard to go over all of them, but hey, you want to throw it out there and at least throw it up on the screen so all the viewers can see all the support these guys are getting.
Well, it helps the league so much too, and it's the thing is so many guys, you know, they put their time in. A lot of guys work during the week, and you know they want to do this for fun, but it's a lot of work putting a league on, and you know paying for broadcasting, which you know people like like here at SRTV with Jerry and with OSR Network, you know you're not making hardly anything doing it. You do it because it's fun, and it is fun, and especially this type of racing here. So you try to keep things within reason, but any amount of money that sponsors donate means a lot to these guys and gives them the ability to race together and put on a great show. And we've seen that here with these guys for the past couple weeks, and I expect to see it again, even though these guys haven't had much track time. They do allow open setups here so you can make your changes, and that's what we've seen guys do here in practice, and that's a good thing here because Charlotte is it's a lot more turning than it is about going straight. So you can get super loose or the car will get super tight over the long run, and that's the other thing is you got to set it up for the long run, in a 100-lap race. So in the beginning it's not going to drive the way you want it to. You got to make that car come to you in the long run there.
Well, he definitely knows a lot more about it than I do, Joe. That's for sure. We had a lot of fun last night at Daytona in the trucks. That was an exciting race over there.
Yeah, it was. And again, you talk about title sponsors. Again, there, Gerald, with title sponsor there, simspeedshop.com, who not only did the series there, but they came on board with OSR Network. And, John knows this. I've had sponsors before on the channel, so it's something to look at too there, Gerald. I know you're doing this and all, and it's just, I don't know. I'm very, very thankful, very humbled. A lot of people know that, on what has happened throughout the whole year and all. And just, this dirt stuff to me, it's new. I'm new to it. Now, you guys might know a little more than I do, and a lot of the drivers do, but I'm starting to learn some of the lingo, the slide job, the cushion, what works on the dirt, what don't work. I'm an oval guy through and through, but I'm learning. And the dirt stuff, though, can be exciting racing.
Hey, and I agree with that. I've learned a few words myself. I actually learned one last week. I always called it a slide job until I had Wes Gwaltney up here from Batesville. He was up here with me the other night, helping me out in the booth, and he said he pulled a slider. So now I got a new word there. Start hearing slider come out of my mouth now. But just to give the people that's watching, and first of all, thanks to the people that are watching. We wouldn't be nothing without you. We do go back and watch these ourselves. But yeah, we love to do it live and show everybody the racing action that's going on out there. So with that being said, we're watching the Southern Super Series. It's David Cardwell. He's the man over here. If you want to get into this group, check him out on Facebook or look him up on Iracing. See if you can give him a holler. Tonight, they're going to do some qualifying. They're going to do 2 B mains, and they're going to run a 6-lap dash. It's going to be all the fastest guys out there racing. It's going to be 6 laps. The B mains will be 12 laps. They're going to take the top 3 cars. And just depending on how many they got, and so far they got a lot of cars, and they always have a lot of cars over here. There's a lot of interest in this league. As we can see, we just switched over to qualifying. But last but not least, we're going to have a 100-lap feature here tonight, and it's going to be awesome. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, last week was a lot of fun. So much racing, especially up front there, but the guys did a fantastic job. And we saw that last lap, turn 3 and 4, a little door banger there, and Howard Weaver pulled off the win. So we'll see if there's a little retribution for that tonight, or if Howard and those guys will just kind of shake it off and race each other clean. But fun dirt track racing here, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, Howard Weaver, he was the man. He came through the field, Joe. He had his car set up for the long run there. You could definitely tell about the last 10 laps he started coming on, really strong. And I say that a lot, which is annoying because I make fun of Davis Richards for saying certain things. But in dirt truck racing, I use the term he's coming on strong so much. If you want to, if you're playing a game at home, you can keep up with how many times I say that tonight.
You're all right, John. You know a lot more about this than we do, so hey, we always enjoy anything you say, even if you do say it a lot. And I say a lot. I'll come back and watch the video. I'm like, But hey, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot that goes on.
Like Joe White, you know. It's
Oh yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. Well, now, you know, you talk about like Howard Weaver and guys like that. I mean, those dudes are just bad fast. I mean, again, it takes me back to the Team VLR. You know, some of the best of the best over there. Alex Bergeron comes to mind. You know, John Fiddler and so forth. But you know, Howard Weaver. I mean, that guy can wheel one of these late models around. He can wheel a sprint car also. But you're right. When it comes to the setups, these guys definitely know their setups, know their game. And it's going to be exciting. And if anybody's heard Brett in the booth with me, man, that guy, he has a heart attack, man, calling these dirt races.
Oh, I'm sure everybody's heard Brett in the booth now. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got a video going viral off of that one race there y'all had at Eldora.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was insane, man, insane.
I had to go back and watch it a couple times. I couldn't quite make out what he was saying, but either way, they're out there qualifying.
Oh, no. I just laughed on live. It sounded like Muttley the dog, but I couldn't help it.
Hey, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. And right now, Devin Willis is having fun at the top of the charts. He threw down a 15.789. He's looking good out there. We got some familiar names out there. People that run week to week, and Howard Weaver's back, so you know, look for him. Matthew Hearn, James Normal Jr., he's always up towards the front. You got a few guys out there that you're gonna have to watch out for, and I'm sure some of the drivers out there are keeping an eye on these guys too. We're looking at some of these guys run their qualifying lap here to figure out which one of these B mains are they going to be in, and Anthony Perigo just took over the top of the chart. So right now, the time to beat is a 15.666.
Yes, it is.
There's some guys out there that can do it. Howard Weaver in practice put down a 15.543. Let's see who else. Blake Cannon is
Jacob
here.
Levenstein.
Jacob Levenstein. That's another one right there with the fast time. So there's some guys out there that may be able to do it. But, you know, we saw this last week, Jared. You know, when these guys went out there, and they started qualifying, the guys who were able to get out there first seem to really benefit them. As the track gets torn up, it makes it, you know, drier, makes it a little bit tighter, and the times kind of fall off here towards the end of qualifying.
Yeah, the track slickens up, man, and like Joe was saying earlier, as we're taking a ride along here with Brandon, check out some of the speeds he's turning out there. You know, that dirt's going to be able to build up there next to the wall now. It's going to bounce off the wall. It's going to collect up there at the top. It's going to build a cushion for these guys, and not only does it help as far as keeping them off the wall, but it's just going to do a lot of good for these guys when they want to run up and run that high line up at the top.
And the one thing I'm noticing right here, guys, from the difference between I've seen on Tuesday, obviously that was the first time that the build came out, the track came out, very new to even all these drivers, Howard Weaver and all the guys who raced that night, all new to them. What I am seeing this difference now, and then, you know, John, y'all alluded to it earlier, multi-group, what I'm seeing now is they're using that low group now, whereas Tuesday night they used more of the high group, and a lot of guys, with it being the bumps up there, you know, really upset a lot of these cars. So I think right now these guys with their setups definitely have found something on that low line.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to be running that low line until that groove starts to build and slicken up, and then they'll move up top. So early on, you might see them at the bottom. Later on in this feature, they might be up more towards the top side there. But I definitely see potential for 4 and 5 wide, which they're definitely capable of over here. That's for sure.
Yeah, and we're going to see the track, you know, slick up a whole lot there, especially around that bottom side. I don't look for a lot of moisture to be left down there. Pretty much where we see these guys running now, it's turning just a little black here. What's going to happen is you're going to throw it in there, you're going to slide up a little bit to that second line. So I look for the, you know, middle part of the track there to the high side to really be where the sweet spot is, because this track is about carrying your momentum. And, you know, even in a sprint car, which is, you know, drives totally different from these cars, those guys run that high side there. You want to keep that momentum up. There's a guy on the bottom. It's really hard for them to get the drive off and get that power down unless the guy on the outside makes a mistake.
Yeah, and what they're doing is right now they're reverting the field. They're inverting the field. I apologize. they're going, you know, whoever was fastest in the practice session is going to be one of the last guys to qualify here. So they're saving the best for last, so to speak. Like, you know, Howard Weaver, you got Devin Rooks out there. The Cardwells is what I'm wondering. I don't see any Cardwells. I got David Cardwell. All right, they're out there. Bailey Cardwell. I was wondering, and I believe that's Davin Cardwell, but we're going to go with Bailey for now since that's what it's showing up. And plus, I don't want to be too wrong. I'm usually bad with names anyways. Kyle Beck about to head out on the track now. See if he can knock off Anthony Perego. What's up, Joe?
Gotta ask you, have you figured out that number 19's name? And if not, I know how to say it.
Let's see. 19's Garrett Nieberg.
Niebergy.
All right. Well, that helps.
Because he's one of the guys obviously runs a very fast guy, and it took me a while, and you just kind of chuckled when you said bad with names, because, hey, definitely. I'm probably the world's worst, too. John knows this. I have to bring out the redneck thesaurus every once in a while. and do that. But I had to have those guys actually say it to me several times because first when I heard it, I said, is his name Nieberger? What?
Well, see, the easy part's done, so I know it's Niebergy, right?
Niebergy.
Now,
yep.
The hard part's going to be remembering that when they're out there 4 and 5 wide, you know, but we'll figure out how to make it work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Seen a lot of familiar faces out there, and that's cool. So that means you got a pretty stacked field here right now, but Anthony, he's still got an awesome time at 15.666.
Yeah.
He's holding on that top spot.
Absolutely, and you know, like I said, we still got some other guys that's going to go later, and I'm taking a look at some of the paint jobs out there. I always look at these guys' paints, and you know, if there's any girls, hey, it's all good. I've seen women out there run around, so I don't take offense to me saying guys all the time. You know, I know it's a crazy world we live in, but hey, we're looking at the 14 out there right now. Matthew Hearn, he laid down a 15.747, so he couldn't quite knock the 25 of Anthony Perego off the top of the charts right now, but he might be able to pull something off here. They got a lot of racing to do here as we're getting set for some more cars to head out on the track. Looks like the number 5's headed out there, and that's Michael Green.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you know, Blake Cannon, Ricky LeDuc, Howard Weaver get out there. Kendall Tucker's another one. Not to leave anybody out, just those are some guys that I know are fast, and they were fast last week here, so be interesting to see when those guys get out, especially now that the track's, you know, kind of got some wear in it, and see if they can turn the same times here, or if running later and qualifying is going to hurt them at all. So it'd be interesting to see how it works out. But it also helps these guys too to know they got the car set up a certain way for this run. It doesn't work out. Now you know what adjustments you need to make going into your B main races, and especially for that 100-lap feature.
Yeah, that 100-lap feature is what I'm waiting on, man, because the show they put on it and week in and week out is just phenomenal. So I'm excited to hear that.
When we're cutting down at.
Oh, he's done his race.
Oh no, I'm good. I mean, unless y'all want me to.
Hey, no man. Hey, I'm glad to have you up here in the booth with me, Joe. You and John, and it's always good to have John up here because
I know a lot
John.
of these names in here. I know some of these names very well.
Yeah, well, John, he knows a lot about the dirt racing, and we're live here tonight, Thursday night, with the Sunday night. I mean, here we go. With the Southern Super Series, and some of these things is tongue twisters, and I managed to pull it off pretty good sometimes, but there's just sometimes you slip up, and that's just part of it, you know, and if you're not making mistakes, you're not working hard enough, that's for sure.
Is that the excuse that people use?
That's what I'm going to go with tonight. As we change the subject.
Now you know.
Yeah, I'm all for it. There you go.
Looking at Scotty Grabansky. Hopefully I'm saying that right. He's out there in that 00. We got Bailey Cardwell. Now, guys, if you don't know, if you haven't heard of Bailey Cardwell, I'm not for sure if that's really his name. I think it's Davin, like I said earlier, but he is always up front. He's won some races over here, and he sets the bar sometimes, so be looking for him to wind up on top. But right now, it looks like Lil Dan Pena has knocked him off of the pole. Anthony Perigo's back to third. Bailey Cardwell in second with a 16.652. Right now, Lil Dan Pena, he's got a 15.606. So those times are going down. I'm interested to see, is there going to be a 5 out there?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. We saw that happen in practice earlier, but see if these guys can do it here, if they've made the right adjustments or not. But yeah, Joe had himself another dirt race tonight. That's what I thought he had another one to do, so that was why.
No.
But he called it was SRA with Bobby Chaney and those guys. And those are some bad, fast guys as well that know how to drive on dirt and asphalt. So they're doing the 360s sprint cars. 360s.
Yep. Yeah, we got
that's another one you want to check out.
Yeah, 360s to Mohr, the new one there. Like I say, getting into the dirt a little bit. That wasn't my, what's the word I'm looking for, a cup of tea at first. We kind of getting into it now. It's actually kind of split, guys. It's kind of now. I got 4 nights of oval and 4 nights of dirt, so it's kind of a split there. So if anybody likes it and whatnot, I know Gerald over here, man, he has his hands full several nights here in dirt himself. He loves it. I mean, it's just, it's fun. It's exciting times.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of people that love this dirt, and you know, the asphalt side of iRacing is huge as well, and so is the road racing. You know, that's probably one of the biggest there. The road racing is, but you know, the dirt, it's definitely putting up a fight. And it's competing with all the sections over here at iRacing. So there's a lot to do over here on iRacing. And if you ain't never heard of it, look it up, check it out, see if you're interested. It's the closest thing to the real thing you can get. Try it out.
iRace has done such a great job. I mean, honestly, you know, I don't think they get enough credit for the work that they do put in. You know, it's very meticulous, you know, laser scanning tracks, making things look real. Even here at the dirt track at Charlotte, you look to your right off in 1 and 2, and you see the racetrack, the asphalt track over there, and then you look over here in 3 and 4, you see ZMAX Dragway in the background here. So it's so realistic, not just the track itself and how the cars drive, but just the geography of the area. And as somebody, I live in Martinsville, Virginia, so I go to Charlotte very often. I've been to all 3 of these tracks, especially ZMAX for the 4 wides. If you've never been to the 4 wides here at ZMAX Dragway in Charlotte, I'm telling you, you've got to go. It will shake you so bad, you might have to go see a doctor afterwards if you've never been shaken like that before.
Yeah, I'm only 50 minutes from this place.
Yeah, it's so much fun. The dirt racing here is unbelievable.
Yeah, 50 minutes from where we're at. Yeah, Charlotte. Yeah. Yeah, they've represented it well. When you go down there, I mean, you go down to the highway there, you have across the street, obviously, Charlotte Motor Speedway, or Concord Motor Speedway, whatever you want to call it. And then across the street, you have the dirt, you have the other oval side racetrack. There's another small oval track there that does like late models and I think sprints and stuff like that. But then you have obviously the 4 wide, the drag strip right there sitting beside of it. So yeah, they've actually modeled it very well where the location is.
It's very realistic because when I sit at ZMAX Dragway for the NHRA races, you can see the dirt track, you can see the Cup track here, the speedway. So you know, they do a great job, but they've done even more. I mean, they didn't just throw this out and say, all right, we're done with it, you know, you guys race it. They improved it even more. They went to Casey Kane racing, went to Clint Boyer racing, got their input on some things, changed things, you know, remodeled how things work on the cushion. You know, this is a simulation, you know, so it's on a computer, and they try to make it, you know, as real life as possible, because drivers do use this, you know, as a training tool, you know, as far as, you know, how to learn a track or how to, you know, get their timing down at least. Of course, nothing can beat the real thing and feeling the G's and knowing the forces and the bumps of the track and all that. But even that is built into iRacing, not just in dirt, but on, you know, road racing, and which I don't do very much because I hate turning to the right. So, but I think, you know, iRacing's done a spectacular job here, and they continue to do even better. And it just creates, you know, a much better environment for everybody. A lot of fun racing, and so much fun. If you're not a part of iRacing, definitely look them up. It's a, you know, not an expensive thing to start doing, and you know, it's just a great hobby. Nobody's on here making a fortune, except for guys like Bobby Zielinski and Ray Alfala, and those guys, they do pretty good for themselves. So, but they've been around for a while. Ty Majeski as well, he's another one. But it's a lot of fun. I think that iRacing's done a spectacular job with this, and adding tracks like Charlotte. Lima Land's another one, another exciting short track here. But I tell you right now, Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte, to me, is one of the most exciting dirt track races that you're going to see, especially in late models, because of, you know, the variable lines that you can run and how these guys can get around there. And I love going down there for the World Finals with the World Outlaws and sprint cars. Nothing beats it. I'm telling you, if you've never been, you're doing yourself a disservice. You've got to go. You will leave with dirt all over you, and you'll clog your shower up when you get home, but it's totally worth it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that now. As long as you're having fun, that's the number one thing here, and I try to explain that to people. And it looks like they're getting ready to have some fun out there on the track, because we got some cars pulling out. They're getting ready. They wrapped up qualifying. We got 38 cars here. There's actually 39, but I don't see Blake Cannon out there, and I hope he shows up here before the racing starts. He's here somewhere.
He's in the 21 car. I just don't know if he hasn't turned any laps. So
that's right. So hey man, we always have fun watching Blake run around. So Blake, if you can hear me, get out there. We're expecting to watch you pull off a slider here. We're at Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte, actually. As they're getting set for their first B main is what they're going to do here. They're going to run a B main. So they're going to go off their qualifying, which is what they just done. We got 2 B mains tonight. So it's going to be 2 nice races here during this qualifying session. And then we're going to switch over to the race side, and we're going to go into the 100-lap feature, which is what I'm waiting on. But all of this racing is going to be awesome to watch, that's for sure. You cannot count anybody out. Everybody's got a shot here. This is dirt. And if anybody's out there, yeah, I got your message out there. It's not Davin tonight. It's actually Bailey Cardwell out there. And, you know, if there's anybody out there that needs to tell me anything, holler at me in the YouTube chat or something. I can see all that. I can see we got some people watching over on Twitch.
If it's negative, keep it to yourself.
Hey.
Well, you know what I always say.
I know. Joe always says, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down. I told him to quit saying that. Quit giving me that out.
Man, look, that means that either way, that you're on their mind. I appreciate the view.
I said that once, and they gave me a thumbs down. And I usually say, hey, hope everything looks and sounds good out there. I know I don't look or sound good, but I don't need to hear that. We got the 39 car that's going to be starting on the point tonight. Bailey Lofton on the outside of Bailey. What we got out there?
Looks like a 1 car. He's got, I believe it's the Scott Bloomquist paint job on that car there.
Yeah, the number 1 for sure. Starting outside pole here in this first B main. That's Barrett Bishop. I believe that's Dustin Sizemore in that all-black car. We got the number 7 up there, Devin Willis. So they're getting set. They're going to go green this time by. Hammer down. The 39 takes the first green flag of tonight. Start off our 12-lap B main here. So it's going to be a good one. The 39 took off, got him a great start, but he's got that 1 car. Wow. Yeah, that 1 was all over the back end. I thought they were going to have an accident there for a second. Kind of choked me up.
1 got underneath him. 39 is sliding in a lot there. And you can see that's where you can lose so much time. Now you've got to get that drive off. Get that thing to bite. You see he loses the front end because the back end is loose.
Oh, they're looking good out there. They're almost 3 wide. I believe that's Dustin Sizemore. I can't tell because it's all black on my screen here, but we got the 39 on the inside. The number 7's looking. Moving on up there, number 7.
The 39 tried to throw it inside there. Sorry, Joe. Tried to throw it inside of him there, and they had to shut the door on him.
Yes, Devin Willis there in the number 7, the 39 car. We got Bailey Lofton. And the number 1's Barrett Bishop. Barrett Bishop's leading them around right now as we're coming around to almost halfway here at this 4/10 mile oval on dirt. They're looking good. I actually seen my first shot of that new update where the dirt was actually bouncing off of the wall and landing there. It was going through the wall there before the update, which is what was making it to where it wouldn't collect there. Number 1 starting to pull away. Barrett Bishop, he's leading them around right now. He's got Dustin Sizemore. I hate to say it's Dustin if it ain't Dustin, but I think it is there. No, it's not Dustin. All right, so let's find out who that is. We're missing.
Second spot.
Yeah.
That's Barrett Bishop. Actually, excuse me, yeah. It's actually one car 199. It's Breeden Castro.
All right, Breeden. Well, hey, he's hiding his number from us, so he's in incognito right now, but he's definitely up front. Right behind that number 1. 39 starting to fall back just a little bit as we take a wider look here at the field. I believe we got about 3 or 4 laps to go here.
It looks like that one car is hooked up pretty good here. Trying to run that middle groove there, let the car drift down a little bit, driving it straight off. You know, that's the whole thing here about dirt is trying to keep the wheels as straight as you can. You've got to get the back end around a little bit. But as we've seen with that 39, the back end will just pop around just a little too much, make you loose, and then you've got no grip.
It looks like a lot of fun out there, man. I tell you that. I can't wait to jump out there. Did you see right there, those marbles were bouncing off the wall? That's going to end that one. We got a winner at number 1, Barrett Bishop. Let's see who finished second. The 119, I believe you said.
199.
199 there. The 39 car in third, which is the top 3 spots is what they were fighting for. The number 7 of Devin Willis there. And I believe that's James Normal Jr. there. Hate to say it. 721 car.
I think it just shows you how things are going to go here for the feature race coming in. I think those guys, they were super patient, which is nice to see. Lanier last week, you know, I know we had some bumping and banging going on, but this track here, Charlotte, you carry so much speed. You don't want to tear things up or whatever, but you also want to get the laps in so you know what kind of setup you're going to need. So guys did a great job there in that race, and look forward to them doing the same thing here. What I'm going to do here in this second race is take a little back seat and kind of open it up. It's on dirt. It's so hard for 3 guys to call a race. And I'm going to let Joe White call this one with you here, and I'm going to sit here and talk if you need me.
Get you a code one there. We got a Cowboy Customs out there from Bassett, Virginia. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, you know, those those B mains, you know, they're only 12 laps. We're on a little short track. There ain't a whole lot of time to get it done. So these guys, they got the pressure on them, and you know, it's the same way up here. You know, we got the pressure on us too, Joe.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You got the 14 moving out there, Matthew Hearn. And what we saw in that first heat race right there was a little bit of different than what we saw the first time here at Charlotte. These guys were using the low line and the middle line. They didn't get up there in that top side cushion what was upsetting the cars. So I think what we're going to see here in this feature is a lot of guys that are going to be trying to use the low, middle, and out there just knocking each other's fenders off.
Hey, that first heat race went without a caution, so great job by those guys. Yeah, we got the 14 of Matthew Hearn starting up front there on the inside first row. We got the 55 car of John Rooks. He's right there on his outside. The number 51 is James Shirley. And the number 2 car is Tootie Arnold. And we got some more cars pulling up there. As you can see, the race admin is calling them out to take their positions on the track for this B main. We got the number 5 that just pulled up. That's Michael Green. The 244 car is Chris Wolford. The number 9 is Jason Hooker. We got the 123 showing up. He's won some of this too.
He chuckled me on that last name, Hooker. You don't hear that very often.
Oh no, Jason Hooker. Yeah, we got the 123 of Michael Charette. Let's see who else we got back there. We got the 20 car, it looks like. That's David Cardwell, the man, number 36, Rebecca Polston. And that's what I was talking about earlier now. And, you know, watch out for that number 20. That number 20 will fly up through the field in no time. He's starting in the back here. He's going to have the pressure put on him. But he's definitely fast, as always.
Absolutely. I mean, as these guys are getting set to go here for the heat race number 2 here tonight, Charlotte, the dirt track here live in Charlotte. These go for the Southern Super Series out here, the super late models. It's going to be an awesome one. I think what we saw in that heat race 1 there, Gerald, was definitely a good run. And these guys are about to put it. These are some of the best of the best out here. I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually can hook up as far as setups goes here in heat race 2.
Yeah, actually they're doing 2B mains here because they got so many drivers over here that they just can't do heat races, man. And that's a good thing, you know, to have that much interest in your league. You know you're doing something right. The green flag's out. The 14 takes off. Matthew Hearn, he's going to try to lead them around all these laps, which is 12 of them. We got a bunch up in the back there. 2D Arnold back there, and that number 2. He's battling against that number 20 of David Cardwell. Already he's starting to make his way up through the front. That number 5 slices his way through there. That's a heck of a job on his part there. Michael Green in that number 5.
Yeah, it is. Michael Green's looking up there, but he's got his hands full with the 40 machine right there behind him. The battle's up front. We saw the 1-2-3 machine. He went up into the wall hard earlier on, but the battle up here for heat race 2, that 14 out front. He's got the 51 of James on his outside as he's using that inside. Look at that almost 90-degree turn coming into the turn, but he makes the high line work and takes it to the point.
Oh, they're battling for that top spot there. A little bit of door action sends him up into the wall. That's going to bring out the caution flag right now.
Big stack up here is with the 5 car. Well, I know he was involved. I'm not placing blame.
Yeah, John says it's the 5's fault, so we'll go with that. Michael Green. His name is John Wimbish, Michael.
I'm not placing blame on him.
I just know an email to him.
I'm sure he's all right. He got to gather back up there. They're going to get set to go back green. It's kind of hard to beat these cars up so much that they don't come back out and perform well. But, you know, you always have where you knock the front end off of it or something like that. These little cars are fast here. They call them the Dirt Pro late model here on Iracing. I really have a hard time in all of them, to be honest with you, but I'd rather be in the limited or the pro versus the super, because that super's got a whole lot of horsepower right now, and I think the pro's the middle one, right?
It is. It's the middle of the ground, and they're very throttle happy. I like to be on that, which all these late models usually are, but the supers are not quite as throttle happy as these pros are. That's really how you get these things to turn, is being on the throttle using the rear end.
Well, the green flag's about to fly, and David Cardwell's done made his way up to 5th. He started from the back. They're going to make one more lap around and make sure everything's sorted right. Number 5's back there. He lost a few spots, Michael Green, and so it looks like the Hearn, Matthew Hearn, at number 14, still holding it down up front, but he looked like the 64 got his spot back there from that little incident between the two. That's good for him. That's how they run this league. They try to keep it fair. As the green flag's out, the 14 hammers down. He's going to dive off into turn 1. See if the 64 can't get on around him. They're 3 wide behind him. I think we got an incident there. It might bring out a caution.
Yeah, dude, 55 been right up under the team. They're 2 wide right there in the backside. 55 with John, he's actually fell back a little bit. Battle for the lead up front, though, as that 14 machine, he's getting hammered by the 61. The 51, excuse me, James Shirley. He's looking to the inside with the 3 wide back there. Like I said, they're already putting the bumpers each other.
They had a Hayden Cardwell sandwich, and there's another one of them Cardwells there. I'm telling you, those Cardwells are fast. You got to watch out for them. We got an excellent race going on right now between first and second, and then right behind them, they're almost side by side, but they're trying to keep it off. Oh, the 5 hard into the wall there. It looks like he kind of took somebody there with him. That's probably going to bring out the caution, I would believe. No caution.
Out there, no.
Battle up front, though, guys. I tell you, the 14 machine, he's got his hands full with James Shirley. He's looking all over the inside. As you see that high line starting to come in just a little bit, he's still playing with that middle groove and still staying down low. But those two guys have swapped back and forth, and they are still back into the 3rd place spot, definitely battling it out 3 wide.
Yeah, that number 64 is making that car work down there somehow or another. Is that the 64 or the 54?
Which one?
Out there on the high side right now, it's the 54. My bad. The 54. He just got around Matthew Hearn. They stacked up behind us. David Cardwell and the 20. Hayden Cardwell. They got a little bit of contact between each other. That opens up the door. The 14 loses that top spot there to that 54 car.
Yes, he does. You see the 20 machine right there up underneath it on the top side or on the bottom side of the machine up high there, the 40. As those two men are going to go side by side coming out of here for a heat race, or the B main, excuse me, like you were saying. I thought it was a heat race, and I think it's over with right there.
I ain't going to give up. I'm going to find out who that is.
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
The winner of that race. Is that a 64? I'm not showing it.
No, the winner is 51. He's 51. James Shirley.
Oh, no wonder. James Shirley's going to bring that one home. Matthew Hearn in second. Looks like the number 9 car there finished in 3rd. So that's going to be the top 3 for sure that's going to advance. The number 40 of Hayden Cardwell right there. And that was a good race. A lot of bumping and banging going on. That's nothing unusual over here on the dirt side of things. Sometimes you pull off a little slide or bang a little bit of doors, and you know, it's just how it goes.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that was the B main, second one you said?
Yeah, that's the end of the second B main. So they're going to switch to a dash race here. And what this dash race is going to be, it's going to be the one call plumbing and gas fitting dash for cash. It's going to be 6 laps. All the fastest, the top 2 from, or the top 3 from the heat races, they're going to battle. They're going to do 6 laps. And they're going to run a dash for cash.
You know, and I think we just got a confirmation from Howard Weaver on that last race. First place was the 51, second was the 14, the 9 was 3rd, 4th place was the 40, 5th was the 20, and 6th was the 27. And that's rounded out the top right there, that last B main feature there.
Yeah, that was a good one too. I mean, they were battling back and forth up front, and you know, he managed to bring it home there. But the hard part is they're going to do 100 laps. So who's going to be the one that's going to bring that one home? I could see a few guys out there that it could be, and that's you know, James Normal Jr., any of the Cardwells actually. And I mean, I'm not going to name all the guys, but let's say Ricky LeDuc, who else out there? Blake Fulmer. Blake Cannon ever make it? I don't know. Chris Coupe is out there. John Rooks. Tell you who they're going to have to watch out for. The 40, the 20, the 18. Those Cardwell boys. The 721's always up front too. Yeah,
I'm probably going to put some money on Howard out there. Garrett Niebergy, which we haven't seen them get out there yet on the track. Kendall Tucker, that's another one. I mean, it's just hard to sit here and pick, you know, one guy, because and the one thing I have learned about dirt, the difference between it and the oval, a lot of times when a guy go out there in the oval side of things in NASCAR and just if he's got the right setup, right day, right track, everything, and then dominate. Here at dirt, yeah, sure, you get guys that can dominate. You got guys that are very fast, but sometimes it's almost anybody's ball game, because one mistake sends you up into the wall or something, and the guy behind you can take it from you.
Absolutely. It don't take nothing to get that, you know, you make one mistake and they're moving on in because they're all over you like a hobo on a ham sandwich. Southern Super Series sponsored by Cardwell Brothers Racing, Royal RV Center, Olsen Fab, Metal Fabrication, One Call Plumbing and Gas Fitting, CMF Motors Electrics, Hamill Motorsports, and catering to kids, young and old. I love that one. That's one of my favorites over there. And TeamVLR.com just sent it in. He said, it's the A main coming up in just a minute. A little bit of a driver's meeting. Pole sitter Weaver elected to start in the rear.
Because he says it's more fun to race and try different lines.
Hey, Howard Weaver coming from the rear, man. He's got 100 laps to do it. So don't count him out.
Yeah.
He's a fast guy. He's proven it, you know, for a couple of weeks now, especially last week, the way that he was able to come on strong there at the end of that race. And that's a tough thing to do with a little short track like Lanier when you're up there using your stuff up for 100 laps. And that's the thing, too, is the wear and tear on your equipment is just as real on dirt as it is on asphalt. We hear the guys in NASCAR say, you know, we got to take care of our equipment so much. But you have to do the same thing here on dirt. As you see, it's slicked off a lot in that middle groove here. You can really wear out your right rear tire so much. You get too sideways, use it up a lot. So we'll see how some of these guys, you know, how their setups work. But you've got to have a car set up, you know, for the long run here. Is you don't do pit stops and change tires and all that fancy junk. So it's pretty much, you know, run what you brung here and hope you set it up right.
Yeah, and when I first did one of these 100 lappers, I didn't know if they were going to have enough fuel.
Oh, yeah, we did I'll tell you what was amazing. You talk about fuel. Did a 360 race the other day, and they did 50 laps. I went, wow.
Wow. Yeah, that is amazing.
50 laps in a 360 sprint. I'm like, thought those things could only go 30.
They were clutching it and saving fuel.
Oh, they must have been.
But no, a lot of these late model races are, you know, pretty long 100-lap races. These guys, excuse me, they don't, you know, take a break in between or anything. They just get out and run 100 laps. So they can do it, but then you've got to have you set up, you know, right for that. As the fuel burns off, rear end gets a little bit lighter there. So the thing that we're going to see here at Charlotte, I think a lot of close, tight, you know, door banging action, and won't be surprised to see some guys throw it in there, get a little too sideways, maybe get tapped in the left rear, get turned around. The rear ends get real light here, as there's so much turning here at Charlotte and not so much straightaway speed. So it's all about having the right setup there for the rear end to drive you off the corner, but you've got to have that bite and that drive off.
All right, so if you're out there and you just tuned in, you're just in time. Actually, we're about to throw down a 100-lap race here at the new dirt at Charlotte, the oval race, 4/10 mile over here. And they're going to run around one time before they go green, get all these cars lined out and get them starting where they was qualified to start at, because they run all their races during the qualifying session. So as you see there, Howard Weaver moving to the back. You're watching the SRTV Network, the Southern Super Series. Southern Super Series is sponsored by Cardwell Brothers Racing, One Plumbing and Gas Fitting, catering to kids, Royal RV Center, Olsen Fab, Metal Fabrication, CMF Motors Electrics, Hamill Motorsports, and I'm Jay Weezy. And guess who's up here with me? I got both of the best, John Wimbish and Joe White. We're going to be here to call this action here for you here as these guys get set to do a 100-lapper here, and I'm excited for this. So it looks like we're going to have to call out the starting grid here for you. Starting up front, see what we got up there, because it's not we got a 37 car of Randall Carter. Randall Carter's going to be starting on the pole. He's got the 44 car on his outside, the 96 Ricky LeDuc, the 777. So I believe they're going to make it around one more time.
Yeah, they're setting the line up here.
All right. So the 777 moves on up to that second spot there on the outside pole. So erase what I just said. The 96 moves up into that starting spot there. It's Ricky LeDuc. He just loses it.
we're just gonna wait and see how they sort it out.
They're side by side. The 18 just goes to the inside. All right, the 18 is gonna lead them off. That's Bailey Cardwell. He's got the 777 of Jacob Liverstein on his outside. The 96 of Ricky LeDuc, second row inside. The 44 of Leo Dan Pena. He's right there running in that fourth spot. The 37 of Randall Carter with the number 3 on his outside. That's Samuel Sonnier. Hopefully I said that right. The 25 car is also there. That's Anthony Perigo. Got a lot of great drivers here. The 99 as well, Dennis Porters Jr. We got Devin Rooks back there. We're getting set to go green. Bailey Cardwell leads them down into turn 1. So they're all going to be chasing him around.
The 777 looks like he's got hooked up on the bottom, as we got a couple in the wall back here, but look for that 777 here to try to stay on the bottom for a little bit and see if he can get hooked up.
And then they're 4 wide in the back there, and they're already smashing into the wall, and the yellow flag is out.
Caution is out. They had a big one there, and I believe the 57 was involved in that one. So what we'll do is we'll go back, we'll take a look on the replay.
Looks like the 3 car as well is involved with that.
Woo. Look at that action as they come through the corner there. What a race, and it's just unfortunate he got caught up in that. It was a little problem that happened in front of him caused that. And he's just wrong place at the wrong time there, so it's just an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, those things happen on dirt here, but I'll tell everybody, if you're just joining us here, no, you're not here in Barney Hall calling the action here. We've got Joe White from OSR Network up here in the booth with us tonight, so excited about that. And for this
Barney Hall.
Oh, yeah, he sounds like Barney Hall.
I've been told that a couple times.
I'm gonna have to look that up now. All right, so
Barney Hall.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Barney Hall's a living legend.
Yes, he is the voice of MRN. I'm gonna tell you what. The man who started it all. Yeah.
All right, the lights are off on the pace car, so they're probably going to be single file here. They have a couple more cautions, but right now they're going to go back to double file. It's going to put Bailey Cardwell up there on the inside. He's still got Jacob Lieberstein on his outside. The 44 Leah Dan Pena will be starting right behind Bailey. The 96 is that pace truck squeals tires off of the track there on the pit lane. It's on Bailey to set them green there. The green flag's out. Great start from Bailey Cardwell there as they're 2 and 3 wide behind them.
Leah Pena got that thing hooked up on the bottom here inside of LeDuc. LeDuc goes to the high side. Opens the door there a little bit, almost 3 wide there. Makes better of it.
Oh, they're looking good, but that definitely brought the caution flag out. And I believe that's going to be Blake Fulmer upside down there. So we'll go back and take a look, see what happened to Blake Fulmer here real quick.
Yeah, some good action out here, guys, right now. These guys were taking about 2 and 3 and 4 wide back there. We're already seeing that at what has happened throughout this whole entire week, that they've been able to get their setups right and be able to get this track dialed in and tuned in tonight here at Charlotte, the dirt track in Charlotte, that is, for the Super Series?
Southern Super Series.
Yeah, Southern Super Series, there you go. And the super late models here. And we've already seen some exciting racing. You know, cautions are going to happen. That's just going to happen in dirt tracking, because the way these guys are out here, you know, leaning on each other, pounding on each other on this dirt track. But the 4 and 3 wide going back here in the back is definitely some phenomenal racing.
Yeah, and I've been keeping an eye on the back of it, because you got a lot of hard chargers that's going to be coming up through the field here. And, you know, it's where a lot of the action is. And right now, everybody's been chasing Bailey around, and I called it. I told you, keep an eye on Bailey Cardwell. Any of the Cardwells, they're definitely fast. As we take a look at a rundown of the top 10 here, Bailey Cardwell, Jacob Lieberstein, Ricky LeDuc, Leo Dan Pena, Garrett Niebuhr. All right, Niebergy, Randall Carter, Anthony Perego, Devin Rooks, Kendall Tucker, and Kyle Rochinski rounds out the top 10. So lights are off on the pace car. It pulls off the track. It's going to leave it in Bailey's hands to set him off.
Yep, green flag flies. Man up front, that 777 machine. I call him Jacob Levenstein. He takes a look on the inside. Can't quite get it done on the 18, but the 3 wide behind him. 3 wide stacked through this whole entire field here in Charlotte. Folks, if you don't like this kind of racing, I don't know what else to do for you out here, except for maybe you might like some ice skating.
A doctor's appointment, like you say.
That 44 riding the high side there up in that cushion got too high and got up in the wall.
Yeah, they were about 5 wide. It looked like Howard Weaver there's the one that went around. Yeah, they were putting on a show there.
Definitely, it looks like Weaver's going to pit road there to get his fix here.
Yeah, he's gonna retire that 07 going into the garage.
Yeah, he got hurt pretty bad. I'm not for sure if they got a quick repair or not. I don't think so. But it's just unfortunate. I believe he had a little bit of. Oh, yeah, he's gonna go get his.
Quick repair, yeah.
He's gonna get his car fixed.
What'd you think I meant by Weaver's going to pit road to get his fix?
They actually showing 10, John.
Yeah, well they give. You know.
I don't listen to John.
We know. We notice.
Well, the problem here too is these guys don't pit. So I mean, if you got to go in the pits, you're usually gonna go a lap down. You go a lap down here in the dirt, you can almost just kind of give it up. It just, you know, it's really going to be hard to make that back up and get back up. I'm not saying you can't, but it would be a little tough ordeal.
Well, your buddy in the number 19, Garrett Niebergy, he's gained 8 spots right now. He started 4th. He's running 6th. He's a big mover right now. He's starting to move his way up through the field. Lights just went off on the pace car, so we'll get back to the action. Devin Rooks, he's moved up to the 8th spot. He started 13th. One to watch. The number 18, he's been getting great restarts. Look at the field, man. What a great field over here at the Southern Super Series.
You get some green flag racing in here, and I think guys like Ricky LeDuc here will have something for him. The 44 there, we saw him up on that high side, but got to get some green flags in here.
Yeah, Ricky LeDuc, second car on the inside there, right behind Bailey as Bailey sends him off.
They're already side by side going to the turn 1, and contact made right there with the 37 to 25. We got a car up our Joey Chitwood showing it into 00, and caution's out.
Yeah, it was Matthew Hearn went around there. Looks like the number 3 as well of Samuel Sonier. So we'll go back and check it out, let you guys see what happened to those 2 cars here. We'll start off from the green flag. The green flag comes out. One goes around immediately, which is probably what caused that caution to come out there initially. And then you see what happened there to Matthew Hearn. And the 3, I believe he snuck by there without too much damage. So wasn't too bad there.
And the biggest thing about this track here, and something that is obviously new to a lot of guys, you know, here, because they haven't had much time to race on it, is Charlotte is all about turning. When you look at this track, you know, from as Joe calls it, the blimpy cam. When you look at it from the blimpy cam, you'll see it's so much cornering, it's so much turning involved. And that's the technical part about it, is you've got to wheel it right, you've got to have the right amount of throttle modulation. You can't just gun the thing. You've got to, you know, keep your line and hold it and get that drive off. And, you know, it's hard to race side by side at a track like this. The big boys in the World Outlaws make it look easy, but I can guarantee you it's not easy.
Well, they're also a little more cautious, John. They actually got to get a hammer and a wrench out. So they take it a little bit more serious. Right. I know these guys over here, you know, they try their best here. Take a look at some of the track information. Ain't got no wind today. It's 71. The track is a little warm. It's 97 degrees. Got a 39-mile race here at Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte.
These guys, what they got to do here is just race the track, not so much a guy in front of you, and understand the track will come to you if you got the right setup in there.
Well, that pace truck's awful fast there as he squeals tires. They go to single file after a couple restarts there. Helps line them out a little bit better. But you definitely going to still see 3 wide and 4 wide as Bailey Cardwell checks out. He's got that 96 of Ricky LeDuc moved up from 3rd. There's Jacob Lieberstein looking there on the bottom trying to make that pass. They're side by side coming off the corner. They cross the line. Look like he still had that spot. So looks like the bottom's a little bit harder to make your way around. The momentum's there up on the top side.
Yeah, it definitely is. There's not a lot of gripper on that bottom, Joe, as you see these guys going to that top side. And Ricky LeDuc is really making that thing work now. The 777 and Jacob is following him with the 44 behind him.
Yeah, it is. They're using the high line now. That's what they said. It might come into play later on in the race. Now they're going to that high side. But see, a couple of them still hanging down there. Jacob Leverstein down there at the bottom as our leader also. He's looking at high, but look at the dust start to fly. That means that track getting very, very dirty. I had a guy the other day in the chat goes, looks like they need to water that thing down. Took me back to the days when I used to do go-kart racing, when they watered the tracks.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just freaking myself out or what, but seeing all this dust, I keep scratching my eyes. Of course, I'm wearing VR as well when I do this, so to me it's a little more realistic, but it's kind of weird that I'm doing that. But it's you see guys using both sides, top and bottom. As LeDuc is coming back on the outside of the 777 here, we'll see how that goes. But I believe the best line right now is on that top side. But what 777's hoping for here is that the guys on the top side make a mistake and put that right rear up into the wall.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and you're seeing it right now as these guys just are going, and you see the 777 there, Jacob, he goes up high with the 44. So we kind of single file up top right now. Everybody's kind of settling in. We got a pretty good long green flag run. You got to go back to the back here, and you see a couple guys with the yellow flags out.
Yeah, we got a caution on the track right now. I think it's the 44 car. Who was it?
The 38 car hits the tire on the infield and was sitting in the middle of the track. The leader, the 18, goes up the track and smashes it along with the 44 car.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the replay, and you just cut it too low there down on the bottom, hit that tire, and yeah, the leader come by. That's Bailey Cardwell and gives him a little tap. I don't know if that's going to affect his handling or whatnot, but I hope not, because he's been leading a lot of laps.
I can tell you right, he's got a lot of right front damage on his machine right here. The entire fender's missing. Looks like the tire itself may not be in the correct area, camber-wise or anything else, but we'll see how it shakes out here for him. Dirt racing's a totally different monster sometimes, and you can have damage and have things work out for you. So we'll see, but that was a very hard hit there for the 18 of Bailey Cardwell.
Yeah, he is missing the right front there. He's kind of swinging it around there and testing it out, seeing what it's going to act like here once we go back green flag. And I don't know. He's got a lot of pressure from behind there. Ricky LeDuc in that 96 car running in second. He's definitely going to be putting the pressure on him. So he's going to need all he can get.
And I tell you, Joe, I think the guys right now that are really in the catbird seat that have kind of made both lines work for them are Ricky LeDuc in second place and Jacob Leverstein here in the 777. They've made both lines work and shown that you can race both of them, and really carrying a lot of speed there, Joe.
Absolutely, and the thing too, you got to look at. We're going to watch that 18 up there. That damage going to affect him. Like you said, it's going to be different to see here on the dirt side of things whether or not it knocked that front tire out or anything like that. But you're right; those two machines behind him have proved they can run high, they can run low, and that's what they want to know. If it goes on a long green flag run and gets down to the bottom here to where they have to kind of do a slide job, synchronized slides is what they also call it. We'll just have to see as the race goes on.
Yep, the lights are off on the pace car, and he's squealing tires down on the pit lane again. At pace truck, one of the fastest out there right now. The green flag's out. Bailey Cardwell going to try to hold down that top spot, but that right front damage is look like Ricky LeDuc's cussing. Uh-oh, you got a caution.
It looks like the 721 is involved.
James Normoyle Jr. And he's one that I was saying you need to watch out for. He's always fast here week in and week out. So we'll go back and take a look and see what happened to him. I believe he got he just couldn't get out of the way in time. There's oh no, the 07 makes a little bit of contact with a 13. James gets involved. I don't think it hurt his car too bad there, but it definitely brought out the caution and sent him around.
Yeah, what we saw here too, you know, this past week here at Charlotte, you know, even on the Tuesday night here with these super late models, these guys were having a really hard time. You know, and you've heard me say this before, John and Gerald, in certain tracks, braking points, lifting points, and then getting back on the throttle, it's all different for all kinds of drivers. And I think with a new track, a new build, a new setup, what we're seeing here, these guys are putting a bump and run. That's what we call it on the oval side. You're seeing a lot of it here that you normally don't see at the other tracks. And I think the reason is because, well, one, they're getting used to the braking points. Two, they're just getting used to how this track is set up and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see it a lot, even in real life, as I've been to multiple World Outlaw races here at Charlotte. And this is kind of what you see sometimes. You go down there, and especially in the you know, the B mains, things like that, guys trying to race their way in. A mains, you got guys in the back that are fast. They got good setups in there, and they want to get to the front. But you see a lot of that because of the cornering and things like that. But right now, we just need some patience, get some green flag laps in here, and you'll find yourself in the back with a good setup coming to the front.
All right, they're getting set to go one more time here as Bailey managed to hang on to that spot there, but the caution came out pretty quick, so it's going to be interesting to see if Ricky LeDuc can make something happen there as he's getting pressured by the 777 of Jacob Leverstein. Jacob down on the bottom.
That's an impressive move by the 777 there, Leverstein. Really close to that 37 car, I believe it is, right there. But
Randall Carter.
Randall Carter, he was at him right up on his door. But very impressive to see that 777 still working the bottom.
Yeah, he's got the bottom line rolling right now. But you got that 37 high. Randall Carter looking up there. He's using a high line. So he's getting that bite coming off the turn as he's going to take it 3 wide for the second spot. Contact made right there, but he's going to make that car stick in the middle coming off the turn.
And he sent Ricky LeDuc up the track in that turn right there. And 777 had to back up a little bit, let Ricky collect it and get it back together. So good sportsmanship there, because Leverstein really just could have drove through LeDuc.
Yes, he could. Because right now your leader's the one that's loving this one, the 18 machine out front here. There's a man sitting in second spot, and that number 96, Ricky LeDuc. He is trying to run him down the best he can. Can't quite get it done as Randall Carter. And you see that synchronized up top. Everybody's going high. The 18's the other one that's kind of staying in the middle groove.
Well, the number 13, he's getting down there on the bottom there when he needs to. They're 3 wide behind him there. Barrett Bishop, Kyle Rolchinski, and Leo Dan Pena in the 44. But yeah, they're getting right up next to that wall. The 777 made it work on the bottom there earlier. Jacob Leverstein, I mean, a lot of great racing going on. What's surprising to me right now is that Bailey Cardwell has been able to hang on to the lead with all that right front damage there over Ricky LeDuc.
Hey, you're right, that's a lot of damage there. But I'm going to tell you what, the one driver out here that's got my attention is the 777, is we have a caution right now.
Yeah, the 777, man, Jacob Leverstein. He's been working his way up as fast as he can.
Number 9 car.
I gotta say something. It's Jacob Leverstein.
Leverstein. Hey,
we'll get it right.
I enjoy it.
The only reason I knew that is because he actually corrected me.
If he took the time to correct you, then he'll definitely correct me.
He went. Joe, my last name is Leverstein, because I think I was all over the place with his name. And but hey, he's doing a great job. He definitely can wheel one of these machines.
That's why I keep saying 777. But I'll tell you, honestly, he's gotten my attention with what he's been able to do right here. He's raced very hard, but very clean as well, and really made some things work. But what's been amazing to me is he throws it down on the bottom and tries to pull off that slide job. But the smart thing about it is when he knows it's not going to work, he tries the slide job coming off the corner. He moves up high enough to give that guy behind him the room to the inside to let them pass him back. He doesn't try to cut them off.
Yep.
He doesn't take up half the track. He realizes the slide job hasn't worked, and I'm going to give you the room to get your spot back, and I'll try again.
Patience. That's a good word that we use a lot of time on the oval side of things, and they use it here at the dirt track. The man right now is loving this, and like y'all said, very impressive. The 18 Bailey up front has been able to hold on to that machine up there as race trucks in, but we'll go back green. That Bailey's been able to hold those guys off behind him.
Yeah, he's a great driver, and he's making it work. The green flag's in the air. Let's see if he can hang on to it. 51 laps to go as he crosses the start-finish line to start lap 49 here with Ricky LeDuc right behind him. And the 777, how about that? And the 37 of Randall Carter there running fourth. Fifth place is that 13 of Devin Rooks as they're battling back there for that fifth spot.
You see that 13 of Devin Rooks who you were just talking about, trying to run that bottom side. That's the time it didn't quite work out for him. Still trying to make it work there. He's got the 25, I believe, with him there on the bottom. But the top side is really, really hard to handle as they get a great drive coming off. But he's still trying to make that inside lane work.
Yeah, most of them are up on that high side there, and then I guess some of them see opening and they go for it there.
Wreck back here in the back.
Yeah, the 60.
25.
Anthony Perego.
Yeah, I think he just got loose, come up in the track there. Might want to go back on the replay and check that. But now got another guy sitting on his side out there.
Yeah, we're looking at the replay now. Oh, him and the one make a little bit of contact there. Sends the 25 up and over the top of his car there. It was Barrett Bishop and the 25 of Anthony Perego. And man, Anthony's been trying his hardest out there. We got the 14. He's gonna have to call a tow truck, it looks like. So we go back live here. Run down what's going on up front. The 18 of Bailey Carwell. He's been hanging on to it. Ricky LeDuc still in second. Third place is Jacob in the 777. The 37 of Randall Carter. The 13 of Devin Rooks. Running fifth. Garrett Niebergy.
There you go.
Yeah, the 19 car. The 22 of Kyle Rolchinski. The 44 of Leo Dan Pena. The 00 Scotty Grabinski running ninth, and to round out the top 10 there, David Cardwell, and then number 20.
It's been a good one so far, guys, out here. You know, we got lap 54, a little bit over halfway. As you see that number 18 up there, we're just going to see how much he can do, but that high line has come to life here at the dirt track of Charlotte. It's been a very good one. If we get a good long green flag run, it'd be interesting to see just who can maintain, and if that 18 Bailey up front can hold on to it on a long green flag run.
Yeah, and you know, with a caution coming out here every so often, it's opening the door for him to maintain that lead there. Otherwise, he'd be having Ricky LeDuc chasing him around, so it's kind of giving him a break, giving him a chance to stretch out that lead on them restarts, which has been helping him out a lot to help separate him from that 96 car. It's green.
And he gets a good jump out there too. That you see everybody up there at the top side is really playing a part. Here's that 13. He's the only one down low right now as he looks on the inside of Randall Carter. They'll take it side by side, but the whole rest of the field back there is 2x2. The top three guys, they are nose to tail using that high line to perfection.
And they're at 13, still trying to make an inside lane work here, but I just don't think it's going to work there. He's going to have to get to that top side, carry that speed, go down to the bottom, and try to pull off a good slide job here. That's what you see once these tracks slick up a little bit and drive.
Yeah, and I think he's just eventually going to say he's going to have, I'm like you there, John, I think he's going to have to eventually go to the high line. The high lines just came in to play here, but he is still going to test the waters. He throws it in hard there, but the 19, Garrett Niebergy, looks up high as Randall Carter still holding off the charge of the 13 machine there. As your top four guys, they are all single file using the high line. The man right now is checking out is the 18 of Bailey up front.
That's nothing unusual over here for the Southern Super Series on SRTV Network. He's done ran a few, he's done won a few races over here, Bailey has, and he's got a lot of talent, like I said. The Cardwells, I wonder if they're dirt racers. I'm not for sure, but they definitely put on a great show.
Would be interested to me to see where they come from, because there's a whole family of Cardwells as well that I used to race against back in my day. There's a 777 goes up in the wall there, but there were a bunch of Cardwells from North Carolina that get around pretty good. As we were under yellow, which is something that Cardwell does not want to see.
No.
Yeah, the 99 car of Dennis Partridge Jr. He went around there, so we'll go back and we'll take a look, see what happened there. We got a question out there. Do we race as well, they said.
Do we, as in the announcers? Absolutely, we race as well.
No.
Race on iRacing.
Oh.
Personally, Joe doesn't do much of anything, mainly because he says you would have to give him a convertible.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. You know, I'm a big guy, and I've always said that in order for you ever to see me get in one of these cars for real, these cars or a NASCAR car in general, they would have to have a convertible or knock the front windshield out. But no, I don't really do any sim racing anymore. I love announcing.
Yeah, I've raced in my personal life and in real life, been racing. Raced dirt track late models before. Been on asphalt before, done a lot of things in my time, and then I decided that joining the Army and getting shot at would be more fun. I don't really know what I was thinking, but anyway, it's worked out the way it has. But yes, we get on here and do a lot of racing as well. So, and old Jerry West there is no slouch himself behind the wheel here on iRacing.
I catch a lucky break every now and then, John, and we appreciate your service. You know, regardless of what you think of your decision, it worked out and it helped out. So, you know, we appreciate everybody that, you know, makes that sacrifice. And, you know, they're not only sacrificing themselves, they're actually sacrificing their family too, because, you know, having all that time apart and all that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's a lot of people that give a lot more than me. You know, I was deployed once. I know people have been deployed multiple times. You know, just hats off to all those people, and appreciate all of our veterans everywhere, and giving us the opportunity to do the things that we do here, to have things like iRacing. Appreciate what they do. And this league here is we're getting ready to go back green flag racing.
Yep, Bailey Cardwell going to set them off again, and Cowboy Custom says, thanks for your service. Hey, well, thank you for watching. We appreciate that over on the Twitch side.
Oh, and the 13 gets way loose on the bottom side there, really loose.
Yeah, Devin Rooks, he gathered it back up, though. The 96 Auricula Duke gets into the wall, and Randall Carter does it right behind him, and that happens on the asphalt side, too. You can kind of follow somebody right up into that wall. The 777 pulls a slider right in front of Ricky LeDuc, trying to take over that high side where that momentum's at. They're up right there by side the wall there. That right rear is like scraping that concrete wall.
Unbelievable racing back here, Joe. We've seen these guys 3 and 4 wide back here fighting for positions. But the 18 is loving it. When he looks in his mirror, this is what he sees.
Yeah, hey. It is. Rearview mirror, he's loving every minute. But you got it. You're talking about there's action at the front, the back, and the middle. Now these guys now are putting it 4 wide, 3 wide up front here as the 13's down low. But look at Garrett Niebuhr, the 07 there. He's back into the mix as he sticks it 3 wide in the middle.
Yeah, the 40 tries to pull off a slider. That's Hayden Cardwell as he's storming his way up to the front there. The 13 of Devin Rooks down there making that bottom side work, staying out of all that traffic there, but most of them's up on the high side.
Yeah, they definitely are. I tell you, the one thing that I see that's not working out, though, are the slide jobs. The guys, when they go in on the low side here, the 13 might try it again there. Now, he's going to keep it on the bottom, but we've seen it, and the 07 tried it a minute ago. The slide jobs just are not working out the way you want them to, and he's around just about getting into each other right here.
And that was a prime example. Contact between the 07, Howard Weaver,
Man, I didn't want to correct me. I said he's around. I saw it coming. I could just read into the future.
That pretty much happened when you said it. You pretty much called it there. You got an act for this kind of stuff, I would say. You seen it coming here. As we take a look on the replay here, it looked like the 40 got in the wall. The 07 Howard Weaver trying to pull off a slide job. They might have got hooked together there. As you got the 19, the 07, and the 22 all jumbled up there. And got another car there, James Normal Jr., a little bit of contact. The 99 as well. So you see the 18 slow down and let them gather their cars back up. As he's led 74 laps so far. Bailey Cardwell.
You got right there. You saw that Howard Weaver. You know, it was mentioned that a slide job there, John was, and then Howard just threw that thing in there and almost went to a 90-degree turn because the car just would not hook. It just wanted to sling back up to the high side. Unfortunately, the problem was there was cars up there when it did do that. That's what they're running into. You know, John was alluding to it right there. These guys are trying to do the slide job here and make it stick. The problem is the cars are wanting to go so far back up the track, they can't quite clear the other car. And usually it ends up with a contact or jumbling the field up.
Yeah, and you'll see right now the fastest guy on the track obviously is that 18 of Bailey Cardwell on lap 68. He turned to 15.470, and nobody's close to that. They're at least 2/10 off of his pace right now.
Yep.
Hey, Hayden Cardwell's gained 20 spots. He started 25th. He's up in the top 5 here in that number 40 car. Keep an eye on him as the green flag comes out. The 18 is going to take off again and let him fight behind him for the rest of the positions there. We got a battle on the bottom there for the first time between Devin Rooks and the 00 or the 08, I believe.
07.
The 07. Howard Weaver right there in the mix. He's got that number 37 on his outside there. That's Randall Carter.
And this is the first time now we've seen that 777 here. Oh, and he puts himself in the wall again, right as I'm getting ready to give him some praise for being the closest anybody's been to that 18. And see if he can get back in the throttle here and make that thing work for him.
He's got his hands full. He's got David Cardwell there. David Cardwell is in that 20 car. Hayden Cardwell in the number 40. Right between them is Randall Carter. And they're trying to get their way up front. They got 20 to go here as they cross the line. Hayden Cardwell's got a little bit of a gap over the 777 there. So if the 777 can keep it out of the wall, he's got a chance because we know that 18 has a little bit of damage. Don't seem to be affecting him so far.
Yeah, absolutely not. Watching that Howard Weaver up here on the top side, Joe, see the amount of time he's been able to make up here. If he can just keep it out of the wall, we see he's got a little bit of right front damage here, but he's really, really close to that wall coming out of fourth.
Yeah, and you know, I was just watching him too, one of the heavy movers here. He's been able to use that high line. He did touch it there a little bit. The old car on the tires, that might bring a caution out, which is not what he wants to see. He probably wants to see this thing go green to see if he can kind of get that car going. As he looks on the high side there of the man, he's going to take that spot away. He's moved it up in the third, so a heavy mover right now is the 07 of Howard using that high line. And the 18 there, like you said, if he can keep it off the wall, he might be able to climb up there and battle for the lead.
Well, they are all over that wall there. As you see that right rear is scraping that outside wall as they make that high line work there coming around. Coming about 15 to go here in this 100-lap race with the Southern Super Series.
And a big move right here by Hayden Cardwell here in that 40 on the outside of that 13. He's really driving in straight, but it's causing him to get tight on entry there, having a problem trying to get through the center of the corner. Takes one spot away here from the 13 and now goes back to the high side, but the 40 puts the right rear back in the fence.
Using that wall to their advantage, but sometimes using it too much as they get too close to it up there, and that right rear always just tapping it and sending that car straight, not letting it kind of turn through the middle and all the way through the turn. I'm still watching these top guys here, yellow flags out. Now, I'm going to say this might not be what the 18 wanted to see because Howard Weaver was on the move.
Absolutely, Howard Weaver, man. And, you know, one thing I've noticed is they're in there working the heck out of these cars, man, and they're going to be a lot of tired drivers after this one, 100 laps here. So we're going to go back and take a look and see what brought out that caution flag here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
been a good one. You know, and then, like I say, I think the 18, he's been able to get out front and get the move. Obviously, he's a leader. He's just that advantage of being the leader. I was watching the lap times there, and you know, I don't know if y'all seeing the same thing, but there was only, you know, it was a couple thousandths between the 18 of Bailey and the 07 of Howard there. So I don't know if Howard's found something out. Jacob Levenstein was kind of staying a little leveled out. So we'll have to see on this restart.
You got to think that Howard is the one guy that's going to benefit from this caution right here. Something the 18 of Cargill definitely didn't want to see.
We're going to be about 10 to go here when we go back green, so it's going to be about a 10-lap shootout. So we're going to find out if Bailey has what it takes to hold off at 777. Jacob's been chasing him around all night, and I know he'd want nothing more than to pull off a slider here for the checker flag and bring home a win tonight.
Yeah, the 07, he's going to have to deal with him, though. He's turned some fast times on lap 85. Howard Weaver, a 15.443. And a 4.46 before that, so a fast 07.
The green's in the air. They take off. That's a lap car, if you were wondering. He's getting his lap back right there. They put him on the tail end of the lead lap. So we watch the top 5 up here. Bailey leading them around. The caution's going to be in the back. Looks like the number 57 was involved there, and the 22 of Kyle Rolchinski.
You know, I'm going to say that now at this point at lap 92, Bailey probably wouldn't mind this caution here because he still has that advantage to get out front. Howard still got to get around that 777 machine there, Jacob. It's going to be a task in hand. You know, the 18 of Bailey up there is going to love that. If Howard was already in second, you might see a different picture, but now at this point, I think the cautions might be playing in the hands of that 18 up there.
Absolutely, Joe. I mean, you know, the laps are winding down here, so they're running out of time. And, you know, anytime he can run around up front at this pace, you know, it's going to give him more of a shot at bringing home that checker flag again.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it works here. Howard looked like he didn't get the greatest restart that time. Maybe things will work out just a little bit better here for him, but honestly, all top 3 guys are turning some phenomenal times here towards the end of this race. You know, I know they've turned a lot of caution laps here tonight, but you can see, you know, in the track there's been a lot of wear here. It's super dry, but the times that they're able to turn this late in the race are pretty phenomenal. So we'll see how it works out here. It shakes out for these guys and see if we don't see what we saw last week and maybe a little contact towards the end of the race.
Bump and run.
Well, green flag's in the air. The 18 takes off. 777 behind him. The 07 and the 40 down low, but the 40 doesn't have any grip here. And they're single file up front as the 07 goes to work on that 777.
Oh, inside right there. 777's in the wall. That's what Howard needed to get around him.
No.
But the car's around. Caution's probably going to be out.
The 40 car of Hayden Cardwell, after all that hard work, man, he gets caught up here with almost 5 to go. It's going to send him to the pits and probably end his night here. So we'll go back and take a look what happened to Hayden here.
This one's going to set it up.
Oh. He tumbled. Yeah, the 777 right there was got in the wall there a little bit. He actually lost a couple spots as well there, and it's going to knock him back to about 4th or 5th, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a 777 put it in the wall there, and the 37 was low, and the 40 just trying to split the difference here between them. But had that rear end just cocked around a little too much and collected himself on that 777 and put himself in the wall.
Yeah, I hate to see that for Hayden, though, in that 40 car, because he worked hard, and I know, you know, it's a lot of work hanging on to these dirt cars, especially for 100 laps here. So to see all your hard work go down the drain, you know, and that's what we was talking about last night. When that hard work pays off, it's always good to see that happen, but, you know, sometimes it don't. And that's just one of those times there for Hayden.
I'll tell you what, that 18 is going to need the restart of his life here to get out front for almost like a green-white checkered one-lap shootout.
It's going to be one lap to go, so let's see if he can do it. We're definitely going to keep an eye on him. He's got Howard Weaver behind him there, and Randall Carter in the 37, and David Cardwell up to 4. Top 5 is Jacob in that 777. He didn't get quite the start he wanted there. As you see, Howard Weaver all over the back end. David Cardwell goes to the bottom there. He's going to try to slide it.
Howard Weaver.
Oh, no. Opens the door for David. David Cardwell pulls off the win. We're going to have to go back and watch the end of this one because they went out with a bang is what I like to say.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about Saturday night short track racing right there. If this was in real, you'd probably see some Saturday night fist flying on that move. Howard had the slide job, made it complete. Bailey just kept going, and it just got in the back of him there as he had to slide it up the track. Coming out of the last turn, contact. That was a wild one.
Oh, they were battling for 5th, 6th, and 7th there too. As David Cardwell made the right move, and he went to the bottom side, stayed out of all that traffic there, and you know, it all happened in one lap there when Howard Weaver tried to pull a slide job there coming off of turn 4 and steal the win from Bailey. And I believe we're going to go back and we're going to take one more look because that was a good one there. I enjoyed it.
Second week in a row now that we've seen the 07 be involved in a last lap incident with another driver though, so look for that to not be a very popular move here.
Yeah, well, last time it worked, and it wasn't quite as aggressive as it was tonight. And you know, you can't blame him. He don't go out there to try to take somebody out. He's just trying to win the race there, and I can't blame him. But
yeah, but you got to look at it. This too is I got to put the fault on the 18. He got in the back end. Howard had him clear. You got to go for it in the last lap and the last turns there. I mean, it is one of them racing deals. So, you know, very hard racing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. You know, he did get up there and get in front of him, and he cleared him there. And it's up to the 18 to lift at that point, which you kind of one of them split-second decisions, you know.
Yeah.
You're coming off turn 4 to the checker flag after leading 99 laps. I don't think you're going to lift either, Joe.
I don't know. I don't want to be put in that situation.
Hey, hopefully y'all enjoyed that. If you're out there watching here, the Southern Super Series over here on SRTV Network. A 100-lapper here just finished up. The dirt track is Charlotte. And I enjoyed it. Any final thoughts?
It was a good show. You know, it's a difficult track here for these guys. You know, limited time on it, but I look forward to seeing some more racing here from these guys. You know, very exciting. See some guys come up through the field here, but you know, hard race tonight for a lot of guys. Another incident on the last lap again. The dirt track racer, and he says, when you're the one pulling the slide job, it's up to you to pull that move off, and it'll be debatable as to whether or not that was done by some people, but on to the next one. It'll be just as fun as these have been, but a lot of fun to see Howard Weaver coming through the field there. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I mean, it was awesome from the green flag to the checkers, as I always say, and I mean, it's exciting racing to watch, and I mean, it's starting to get into the dirt track stuff over here, and it goes to show you what we talked about earlier. It doesn't matter sometimes. I mean, just don't count the guy out just because we saw Howard get in trouble earlier on in the race. But he stayed patient, come to the front. He made the move there at the end, got it clear. But like we said, Bailey, hey, you know, it's the last lap. Everything goes. Last turn, you got to go for it. Contact, and it was a wild one there.
Yeah, it was a great finish for the people that were watching. Not so great for the 18, and that's just how it goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some, and he's done both over here. So before we finish it out here, We're going to show you the race results here. David Cardwell finished first. Jacob Leverstein in that number 777, or Leverstein. Hopefully I'll get that right one day. Third is Bailey Cardwell. Fourth is Scotty Grabinski. Fifth, Garrett Niebergy. Sixth is Randall Carter, Devin Rooks, Howard Weaver, Leo Dan Pena. And ninth, and to round out the top 10 is James Normore Jr. He's had a hard battle out there tonight. Barrett Bishop, Jason Hooker, Anthony Perego, Kyle Beck, Lee Fetchenhire, Dennis Porters Jr., Ricky LeDuc, James Shirley, Hayden Cardwell, Kyle Rochinski, Samuel Cernier, Matthew Hearn, Kendall Tucker, Stephen Bordeaux, Blake Fulmer, Bailey Lofton, Braden Castro, Michael Green, Devin Willis, John Rooks. And it keeps going, guys. Shay Schaefer, Tootie Arnold, Chris Kukta. These are some of the guys that didn't quite make the feature here, but love to show them a little bit of love here. Greg Caldera, Cody Jones, Dustin Sizemore, Chris Wolford, Michael Charette, Rebecca Poston, and Blake Cannon. You know, and hey, man, I enjoyed it over here, and I hope y'all did too. And thanks for watching the Southern Super Series, sponsored by Cardwell Brothers Racing, Royal RV Center, Olson Fab Metal Fabrication, One Call Plumbing and Gas Fitting, Hamill Motorsports Catering to Kids Young and Old, and CMF Motors Electriques. So for SRTV Network and Joe White over here with me with John Wimbish, until next time, I hope y'all keep getting dirty.